warm welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, 18-hour special initiative that celebrates the undying entrepreneurial spirit of micro, small and medium enterprises. This is the only daily MSME platform in the country, a show where you can voice your concerns and get answers to all your queries directly from our team of experts. We understand the issues that you, the MSME entrepreneur, face, and this show aims to bring you the most relevant and the most updated information on everything related to your businesses. Tonight, we're featuring SnapBiz on our Insights segment, and on Bright Sparks tonight, we're featuring Rajdhani and Kratos. Technology is the heart of almost everything that we do, and even as commerce is fast becoming e-commerce, Bengaluru-based SnapBiz is using technology to help the bottom end of the retail pyramid, which is Kirana stores, bridging the technology gap that exists right now. I caught up with the management of SnapBiz earlier. Here's a slice of that conversation. I'd like to kickstart our conversations by asking our experts to very briefly describe their journey. And let's start by asking you to talk about SnapBiz.
And it's been a fascinating journey. It's a subject that's been very close to my heart. I've probably worked the retail industry and the consumer goods industry all across the globe, both in developing markets as well as developed markets, countries like Russia, Africa, India, China, etc. And I actually strongly believe in the power of the traditional retailer. So this was basically a project which was incubated in Qualcomm, which wanted to carry wireless technology into fragmented retail ecosystems. We did a pilot across 300 stores in Mumbai, Hyderabad. So what we do is this, right? The solution consists of the soul of the solution is the retailer, right? So the solution consists of a very custom developed tablet, a printer, a scanner, all of which is retailer facing, and allows the retailer to carry out the various store operations of his store, like the billing, the inventory, the CRM, the analytics, the cash book, so on and so forth, right? Then the tablet is connected to a large screen, and the screen derives its intelligence from the tablet, which allows this retailer to create a virtual aisle or a virtual mall on the screen, and giving the consumer probably a shopping experience fairly close to what he or she would get when she visited a supermarket, right? And then this solution is connected to the consumer to the consumers of the store through a consumer app, and it's connected via the cloud to the various stakeholders of the ecosystem, like the brands, the distributors, the cash and carry players, the financial services players, the e-commerce players, the advertising agencies, so on and so forth, right? Which allows them to interact with the store directly.
We talk very often about financial literacy here on the Leaders of Tomorrow, but maybe I can ask you to talk to our viewers about how they can perhaps use technology no matter what industry they're in.
I think technology is not a magic pill. It's about diagnosing what exactly your problems are and treating them, and then layering it with a level of technology which is more futuristic and more growth oriented, which is like probably taking vitamins or exercising to keep yourself healthy, right? So I think one should have, people tend to have a complex thinking when it comes to the word technology. I don't think that's called for. Technology is simple. You look at it from a very simple common sense perspective and embrace what is right for you.
Since you work specifically in the area of technology for Kirana stores, maybe you can walk our viewers through what, in your opinion, are really the biggest benefits for Kirana stores when it comes to using technology. Would it be as simple as to say that cost perhaps is the biggest benefit they're likely to see?
No. I don't think the biggest benefit is cost, right? There are the quantitative aspects and qualitative aspects, right? Let's look at the qualitative aspects first. It's an image uplift for the store. You know, I've had consumers coming to the stores and telling the retailer, hey, you could become a supermarket now, right? So it's a significant image uplift for the store. Secondly, it's a change in lifestyle, right? Look at the lifestyle of a retailer. He comes at 8, goes at 11, he can't even step out for lunch, right? The second generation doesn't want to lead that lifestyle, right? They want to be able to have a different kind of a lifestyle, right? Which is what also technology brings to them. So there's a significant transformation of the store. There's a transformation in the image of the store, and there's a transformation in the lifestyle of the retailer. Those are the qualitative dimensions that we bring. On the quantitative side, what really happens is it drives growth, because consumers who came to buy 5 or 6 products end up buying 6 or 7 products. It allows them to retain consumers better because the consumers would move otherwise to a different digital space, right? It allows them to mine their customers better. So a consumer was buying, say, 6,000 rupees from him a month, it can probably try to sell him 7,000 or 8,000. It considerably transforms the working capital management of the store.
Since we're talking about cost, let me flip it around and ask you, what about those Kirana stores? What about those MSMEs who say they perhaps can't afford the cost of technology in their respective businesses?
Bring technology to them at a cost, and not only just a cost. What is more important is also the ability to use it. I mean, we take a lot of pride in the fact that a 15-year-old boy can very easily use the product. So, and so that's the disruption and that is quite possible because we do not really make money from the retailer. We make money from the various ecosystem stakeholders like the brands, the cash and carries, etc., and bring money to the retailer.
Since we're talking also about the benefits of using technology, how does technology in your mind and in your opinion really help level the playing field for MSMEs when it comes to competing with their larger peers, and also the synergy that small companies can see when it comes to competing or working really with their larger peers?
Technology facilitates, again, it's not a magic pill to begin with, right? But having said that, you embrace technology. Take our own case. What has happened is that this retailer was a very strong guy, was a powerful guy. He had a very loyal base of consumers. Unfortunately, he couldn't give the consumer the kind of shopper experience that he needed. He couldn't connect with the consumer as well. He couldn't present his case because he did not have the data and the analytics required to present his story as his narrative. So technology becomes a game changer for him because it repositions him, it allows him to engage his consumer side and the demand side much better, and it allows him to manage the supply side or the interaction with the brands and the other stakeholders much better.
We love talking about fundraising when it comes to the MSME space. So I noticed you've just raised funds. Could you walk our viewers through what that experience was like, and maybe give them top 3 do's and top 3 don'ts when it comes to the use of funds and going about fundraising?
Well, I think the first and foremost is be honest to your customer, right? And I am a strong believer in that. Deliver material measurable value to your customer, and that has to be, you have to be really honest about it. You have to work from your heart and mind on that, right? The rest fairly falls in place. The second thing is I think occupy a space which has the scalable potential, right? That, you know, the fact that there is a large space, there's a lot of potential to scale up in that space, and whatever you do will have a material impact to the ecosystem, right? That's a game changer, right? So and the most important thing is you have to dream macro, dream big, but think micro and think today, right?
As we end this conversation, maybe you can tell us what the next few years are looking like for you at SnapBiz.
The good thing is in the last 1 year or last 9 months to 12 months, we have moved from being a good to be on platform to a must to be on platform, right? And that is highly motivating from the point of view. So one of the things was we had Mr. Tata endorse us by making an investment in us, which to my mind was a reassurance and of the kind of journey that we are on. And I'm a strong believer in the space of the traditional retailer, and I think we are going to be a very, very meaningful, impactful play, and look at it from a social impact perspective. We are digitally including 90%. We are working in a space which is only 10% digitally included. We are working in a space where there is a threat of marginalization of a large employer. I mean, we are talking about 50, 100 million people being employed in this space, and if we can make a contribution to their success, I think that's a great story.
Take a break. On the Leaders of Tomorrow, on the other side, we'll feature 2 companies on bright spots, Rajdhani and Kratos. Welcome back. You're with us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow, and in Bright Sparks, we're featuring Rajdhani and Kratos. With the end of the year almost here, one thing that you can definitely tick off your bucket list for 2016 is having had an authentic Indian thali. Rajdhani, the world's largest thali restaurant chain, invited Pooja Jain to do a deeper dive on the business practices via which the company continues to preserve the legacy of Indian cuisine while popularizing it amongst both the classes and the masses. Take a look.
When one visits Khandani Rajdhani, they are in for a treat. Each thali includes 32 items, all authentic, vegetarian and mouth-watering delicacies from Gujarat and Rajasthan, served on a silver platter. Rajdhani is the first and flagship hospitality brand under the Mira Group umbrella, and the group's managing director Gaurav Goenka shared some nuggets of insight on what's brought over 9 million patrons to its doors to indulge in the traditional thali experience. So Rajdhani is perhaps as well known for its authentic cuisine as it is for its heartwarming hospitality. How have you managed to strike that balance in building your brand image?
So when we started Rajdhani, which was almost 50 years ago, we wanted to bring out the Indian hospitality culture to all our guests. So the motto behind this brand is to live by the principle of Atithi Devo Bhav, which means the guest coming to your house should be treated as God. So person entering the restaurant is greeted with a tilak, which we used to do in normal Indian households. Then we serve them unlimited offerings. We pamper them to eat. We make sure they are happy and smiling and content till they leave. And that is what Indian food is all about and Indian tradition is all about.
So with over 70 different rotating menus and over 20,000 delicacies on those menus, how are the simple day-to-day decisions made of what to serve?
So if you really dive deep into Indian food, there are a lot of food recipes which change regionally, like every 10 kilometers you'll find some cooking style which is different. So we in these styles have focused on Gujarat and Rajasthan. And in that, we've made an elaborate mixture of traditional recipes, authentic recipes, some popular dishes, as well as a lot of fusion dishes, which is, we evolve with times. Luckily, we have a very good team of Maharajas and chefs and, the entire R&D team, which help us create these recipes and innovate these menus. So simple thing is that, you get 32 items which we serve on a platter for you. It's a beautiful looking platter with variety of different colors and food options. And the way we decide this is, it depends on seasonal, it depends on festivals, it depends on what is the demand for which kind of vegetables. And the offering has certain steamed items, certain fried items, a lot of sweet items. So it's basically ghar ka khana, which is, modernized for today's day and age.
But I'd like to talk more about that. So how do you cater to the health conscious on-the-go millennial customer?
Rajdhani, although it's always known for its heritage and cultural aspect, but we always evolve with time. So if you see our menu now, we have a lot of health options. There's a lot of steamed items. There are a lot of dishes like khichdi and all, which are good for your health and for your digestive system. We give you buttermilk, which also is a health option. So we have worked on that. Over and above that, we've come up with a 3 to 7 snacks menu, which again is very health focused. You have a lot of items which are like superfoods, like your ragis, your oats, your quinoa, all these things which nowadays people do recommend to have. Plus we started this meal box concept, which I think no other brand is doing it in India at the moment, where we take Rajdhani to your door. And that also you have variety of options of choosing from our fixed menus. We can customize menus for you. We can bespoke your entire meal, which I think is something which nobody else has been doing.
What are your expansion plans going forward, and what sort of market research effort drives these expansion plans?
So luckily for us, Rajdhani is a very popular brand now, and all across India it's known to be the capital of thali. So we thought that in India we have created a significant mark for ourselves, but going global is the next big thing. So we are opening in Dubai very soon. The plans are to go to Singapore, to London, to all these places where there's a huge Indian diaspora. When we talk about India, we are opening about 10 Rajdhanis in the coming year in the major metros. So definitely, I think Rajdhani has a very aggressive expansion plan.
And the aggressive expansion plans that you've charted for yourselves, that typically requires maintaining a consistent internal corporate culture so that regardless of which outlet you visit, the experience is never compromised. How do you tackle that challenge?
So when we started Rajdhani, way back, from that day itself, we always knew we want to expand this brand. So we firstly invested in the team. Like people used to literally laugh at us that you have one outlet and you have a team of 50 people. And but that was never our vision. Our vision was to open 50 Rajdhanis, 100 Rajdhanis. So we heavily invested in the team, in the processes, in the systems, in the R&D. And that is why today, expansion is a very easy thing for us, because this team makes sure that the controls are in place, the trainings are in place, the R&D is in place. And what is a brand today? A brand is a promise to deliver and consistency. So thanks to these systems which we invested in way back, today I can assure you, you go to any Rajdhani in any part of the globe, you will find the same service quality, same hospitality and same food.
And when it comes to the Khandani Rajdhani experience, what's the legacy that you'd like to leave behind?
So definitely, I think Rajdhani is synonym with hospitality and Indian tradition. It's a very popular brand, it's a very successful brand, and it will continue to be so. But personally, if I would want one thing which Rajdhani should always be remembered by is, promoting Indian culture, promoting Indian hospitality. And the promoter itself is very hospitable. So definitely we all together want to create this mark for ourselves.
With its meal in a box delivery service and the premium placed on healthy yet savory recipes, Rajdhani is bringing the authentic thali to everyone's doorstep. With 30 locations worldwide, a robust franchise model in place, and ambitious domestic and international expansion plans ahead, the Indian thali Rajdhani style leaves nobody, with the exception of the competition perhaps, far behind.
Advertising and budgets go hand in hand for MSMEs and startups. Marketing expenditure has been posing a challenge for decades now. Making advertising cost effective and giving companies the maximum return on investments, ad tech firm Kratos was launched in Bengaluru, and Paulami Mukhopadhyay caught up with the management to understand how companies can leverage mobile and also reach their target audience. Take a look.
According to New York Times, mobile marketing is the most powerful media ever invented. In the words of Rich Miner, smartphones are reinventing the connection between companies and their customers. To quote Wendy Clark, if your plans don't include mobile, your plans are not finished. And when it comes to the number of mobile phones in use, India is currently the second biggest smartphone market in the world. Leveraging from this, ad tech firms like Kratos are developing action-oriented advertisements to help brands communicate with their target audiences in the most efficient manner. Launched in 2013, Kratos caters to conventional consumer brands, major e-commerce players, entertainment brands, and various mobile value-added service players in the market.
Upal, just to kickstart this interview, let me understand, why do we need an ad tech firm in India exclusively focused on mobile ecosystem?
There are almost 400 million mobile internet users in India, and that's growing at almost 55% year on year. So there's a huge amount of audience who exists there. This audience is spending an enormous amount of time on mobile. They spend 2.5–3 hours every day on various entertainment products, various e-commerce purchase, everything. On the other hand, on the demand side, there's a lot of people who are going the mobile way, the e-commerce people, and even the conventional entertainment people like Star, who has come up with Hotstar. All these companies are going mobile, and who needs this audience? So there's a demand, there's a requirement there's a supply for this audience, and mobile is pretty unique in terms of the data points available.
Can companies like Kratos give traditional advertising agencies which uses platforms like billboards, hoardings, digital banners, a run for their money in the future?
Technically speaking, they are non-competing. What happens is that the mediums you were mentioning are mostly focused on branding. Mobile and digital are mostly performance medium. But when it comes to the share of the pie of advertisement revenue, the conventional medium still commands the lion's share. So they are almost at around 85%, but mobile is growing. So the 15% it holds right now was 2 to 3% 5–6 years back. So it's growing tremendously.
Right. So Kratos is not just another digital marketing platform. It is actually focused exclusively on mobile as a device. Considering that half of India is still using feature phones over smartphones, why would you choose such a medium?
We have almost 15-16 years experience in mobile ecosystem in India from our previous venture, which is one of the largest value-added services players. So one, the experience part, we had that. Second, as I told, mobile is the fastest growing segment. So there's a huge opportunity. The rules of the ecosystem are not yet set. So they're evolving. So there's an opportunity for a new player to come in and change it. And third, statistics and the amount of data science involved. That's a part where we are personally interested. And as far as smartphone and feature phone are concerned, even the feature phone audience are target of certain companies. And the amount of smartphone is growing day by day. So they are at around 250 million, I guess, right now, and expected to grow to around 600 million by 2019, which is much more than any amount of any TV sets in India.
Now give us an idea about your client portfolio. Do you think the mindset of Indian advertisers are actually shifting from the traditional mediums to the digital platforms maybe?
It is shifting. As I told, it's around 15% right now, which used to be 2%. It's at a slower pace, but it's definitely shifting.
What are the growth and expansion plans looking like for Kratos? When can we see this startup go global from being just local?
One is the geographic expansion plan that we are looking after. So we are testing various places in Southeast Asian market, which are very similar to Indian market. And the major focus is the product bandwidth growth. So we are rolling out a lot of new products around mobile ecosystem to help in that tech.
With the help of big data, algorithms and Java platforms, Kratos has been successful in tapping the target audiences for noted brands in India. Keeping in mind the growth of mobile communication in the country, Kratos is all set to launch its services in Middle East and parts of Southeast Asia in years to come.
Tonight, we've brought you insights on how you can use technology in the retail space. And do remember, if you're a business that wants to be featured here on the Leaders of Tomorrow, you can write in to us at leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com. You can personally tweet at me at Sunanda_J. You can reach us on social media using the hashtag LOT or call us on that number you see flashing on the screen. We promise to have all your queries answered. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.